You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video. Hello everyone, Nary here from Drake Wing Gaming, and some of you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming at you another Let's Play episode of Echo, Jenna's Path. So the last place we left off, we had just gone into Heather's home, and I've gotten some very, very bad vibes in that place. Very, very creepy, unsettling stuff. Also, TJ and Flynn are back with us. Now we're just missing Carl. Hopefully we can find the big fella. Hopefully he's A-okay too. But anyway, guys, let's jump right back into this horror show. Please enjoy the video. Alarm chain, you're up. Alright, let's do it. I nearly jump out of my skin at the groaning noise. Mainly because it isn't coming from the device. It's coming from inside the room. My eyes dart around for the source, eventually finding one of the blankets piled up on the floor behind a table. It starts to move and I quickly back up. Leo, get in here! Heavy footfalls can be heard sprinting down the hall outside, the wolf pushing his way in with wild eyes. What? What's going on? He looks ready to pounce, though was met only by me and a bedraggled-looking ram trying to untangle the comforter from his horns. Holy shit, I was right! We did find him! That was quick! Oh my god! Oh shit! Carl! There's a squeaking noise from the closet, and I notice Carl's unfocused green eyes start to wander in that direction. I look over and see the folding doors are slightly ajar. Were they like that before? That's when I see it. An eye. It peers through the crack, wide and bloodshot. The door is rammed from the inside, knocking it to the side and sending toys and other miscellaneous junk flying. A hanging light bulb flickers in the closet as a figure steps through. I quickly realize it's Heather. She has blood on her legs and a revolver in her grasp. You! Get out! Go the hell away! I quickly throw up my paws. Leo hesitates a moment, then does the same. Hey, girlie! We mean you no harm. We just need... Leo stops talking, and I'm not sure why. That is until Heather shifts out of the way, and I can see more clearly into the flickering closet. Hunched against the wall is what looks like an enormous doll. Upon further inspection, it's not a doll at all. It's a man, and there's a red smear on the wall behind him. I recognize him from the drawing. A portly fellow with circular glasses, each of the lenses shattered by bullet holes. There are just empty sockets where his eyes once were. Atop his head is a little plastic crown, embedded with costume jewelry. Oh, shit! Misha walks into the room, quickly recoiling at the sight of Heather and the figure in the closet. Carl huddles back down against the floor, seemingly trying to make himself look small. Jenna also steps in, her arms already raised. Heather brings up the gun and points it at her. Heather, what the fuck are you doing? It's me, Misha. I don't care, you need to go! She brings a revolver up, aiming it unsteadily at the lot of us. We all take a step back, my paw now against the wall. Where the hell is Flynn? Did you shoot your dad? Holy fuck, Heather. Misha, stop talking. That's her fucking dad in the closet. I know. I will kill all of you! Oh my god. Oh, who fucking died? Oh my god. Oh, I don't want to click it. I don't want to click it. It's... Oh my god. A shot rings out and I feel something spray against my face. I quickly reach up, rubbing my cheeks and finding bits of plaster from the wall next to me all over my face and shirt. Okay. My blood turns to ice as soon as I realize there's a bullet hole about 6 inches from my head. Leo's eyes bulge and he starts to move, but stops when that revolver is swiveled toward him. Heather! Jenna shouts, quickly trying to get her attention. Heather! She says her name again, but this time more softly now that the wild-eyed feline is looking at her. We're here looking for Carl. Remember, like we mentioned during the bonfire. The cat's chest rises and falls, like she's hyperventilating. It's been that way since she stepped out of the closet. She makes her way over toward the slumped form of Carl, still half covered in his blanket. Then she points the gun down at him. I'm going to shoot him in his stupid, fat, ugly face, unless you leave right now. She's absolutely screaming. Her demand spouted with such a high pitch her voice constantly cracks. Tears begin to roll down her already wet cheeks, her eyes puffy. Beneath her, Carl covers his face with the blanket, visibly trembling from a mixture of fear and exhaustion. Okay, sounds good. We're happy to leave. Jenna does her best to put on a calm face as she nods to the rest of us. We'll take Carl with us and we'll be out of your hair. We're planning on leaving town. Leave? Fuck, this is crazy. Heather repeats. I have nowhere else to go. Nowhere. Everything used to be bad, but not terrible like this. Keith barely talks to me anymore, and when he does, he says... She breathes in shakily. He says the meanest things. I cover my ears and I can still hear him. Heather, Keith is gone. He can't be speaking to you. I believe what you're hearing is a side effect of the hum. She looks over at Misha, who gives her a nod. Duh, stupid. I know that. You think you're so smart? You think you're so much smarter than we are? I know you do. Jeremy told me. Jenna opens her mouth to protest, but Heather shrieks, a blubbering of spit coming from her mouth, snot running down her nose. She begins to press her finger close to the trigger. Carl, get! Jenna places upon Leo's chest, trying to hold him back as Heather's chest heaves. She looks like she's dry heaving, trying to throw up an immensely sick feeling within her that will not leave. I can barely hear anything anymore. The ringing is so loud. It just sounds like him. It won't stop. Heather flails in the direction of the shadowy figure in the closet. Even though the man in the closet is very much dead, he's propped up in a way that makes it look like he's watching Heather pace around the room. His dark sockets following her while her back is turned. She seems afraid to look at him. The feline closes her eyes for a moment. I can tell Leo is weighing his chances of whether he can tackle her to the ground before she can get a shot off. Before he can move, they open again, and she speaks, her voice still shrill but quieter. Everyone thinks I'm stupid. They'll never do anything but rot away like everyone else. It has nothing to do with that Duke or Brian or Jeremy or Clint or anyone who thinks it will fix things. This whole town is so shit. And no argument there, Misha mumbles, wide-eyed. Misha? It's not your fault. They're wrong. I don't even really know you. She points the pistol at me. It's like my heart calls up to my throat, my whole body rigid with fear. This town is evil, and I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna do something with my life for once, and not be some plaything. She seems to be speaking directly to Jenna now. It's what Keith told me all the time before he went away for a while. Heather stands there, shaking in place as if trying to muster the courage to do something. She begins to strafe, getting closer to the closet and bending down to pick up something beside the corpse. It's a bloody folder with a little booklet stapled to the front. I recognize the emblem on the cover, the Reclamation Bureau. Heather's paw covers the front, but I can still make out Daughter's Dam Basic Operation Procedures Manual. Outside, there's some movement by Duke's truck. Trying to not draw attention to myself, I glance out the window and spot the familiar pattern of orange and black scales in TJ's tufty fur. There's a glint of something metallic, Flynn's repeater, which is currently sighted toward the hysterical cat. Jenna spots this too. Turning so that her back faces the window, she swishes her tail from side to side. With Jenna in the way, Flynn won't try to take a shot, right? The idea of Flynn shooting anyone is just unfathomable in its own right. Heather, what do you mean? How are you going to fix the town? I'm gonna make it so there's no town. As Heather turns away, she catches a glimpse of the blood on the folder, then looks back toward the closet. She screams, but she's not staring at the corpse. It's like she's looking above it at something else eye level. Daddy? She blubbers before promptly stumbling out of the room in a full sprint, elbow-checking Misha so hard that he gets knocked on his ass. We stand there in silence as Heather's footsteps fade out of earshot. The sound of a car being started can be heard, and as I peer out the window, I can see her father's utility vehicle peeling out of the driveway. Fuck me! Misha whispers harshly, pushing himself up to his feet. The smell of blood and gun smoke lingers heavy in the air, and I realize my legs feel like gelatin. I nearly collapse back against the wall, trying to catch my breath. As desensitized as I'd been feeling, that fear, the fear that was still very real in that moment. Everyone all right? Leo is asking in my direction, though gives a little look toward Misha. Yeah. Peachy. Misha promptly walks toward the closet door and slams it shut. I don't want to look at that anymore. There are no objections to that. Jenna walks over toward the blanket Carl is hiding under. Gingerly, she pulls it off of him, exposing the rough-looking ram underneath. He flinches at first, but the next thing I know, Jenna's pulling him in for a tight hug. Carl's own massive arms envelop her, the two embracing long enough for Flynn and TJ to finally arrive. Carl! TJ gasps. Flynn, meanwhile, stops dead in his tracks in the doorway, looking a little shaky upon his feet. Jenna pulls back, wiping her eyes with the back of her forearm in such a quick movement, I don't think anyone but me noticed. Carl himself can't stop shivering, as if the room is freezing. He's still visibly disoriented, mind racing as all these familiar faces appear in front of him. Carl, you big cloven idiot! Oh my fucking god! Flynn drops his rifle, stepping up and resting a large hand on his shoulder. Dude, he mumbles, a rasp of disbelief. I'm gonna go get him some water. Hey, Misha, come with me and look for some food. Something that'll go down easy, yeah? The bat nods, not as interested in this tender reunion as the rest of the gang. They head out toward the kitchen. He's hurt. Flynn points to the raw, inflamed-looking skin around his neck, as well as the various cuts and bruises that appear elsewhere on his body. Looks pretty surface level, but we definitely should get him to a doctor in Peyton. We're free? Carl asks, looking up at me. Looks like it. I respond casually, approaching him and giving him a big hug of my own. He's so warm, and shaky breath against my neck actually feels good. TJ joins in as well, sobbing into Carl's fur and muttering things I can't quite make out. Hey! You too. Carl eases his grip some on me, peering up at the tall lizard leering over him. What? You heard me. Flynn frowns, but ultimately relents and crouches down, giving his friend a stiff hug. Carl, meanwhile, clings to him like his life depends on it, evoking a few irksome grunts from the scaly one. Despite the painted noise, I catch a glimpse of Flynn's face. He's smiling, and more broadly than I've ever seen in a long time. Oh, man. That was intense. Oh, I gotta take a moment to calm down. Alright, guys. Oh, man. We found Carl. Found Heather, too. And her dad. My guess is that she killed him. Quite brutally, it seems. Oof. Carl scoops up another spoonful of tapioca pudding, the remnants of the other half the empty cups he'd gone through sitting on the counter next to him. I've only managed to get halfway through mine, feeling pretty messed up to be eating a dead guy's food. In my free hand, I'm fidgeting with the pink walkie-talkie thing from Heather's room. I'm not entirely sure why I picked it up, and when Leo gives me a look, I shove it back into my pocket. Carl vomited after we got him to the kitchen, twice. So I guess it's good that at least he's doing a little better. He cried for 15 minutes straight while our wounds were tended to. TJ seems to have mainly snapped out of whatever funk he was in earlier, beyond an occasional strange look toward Flynn. His knowledge of sports medicine actually came in handy with patching everyone up with what we could find on hand. Fortunately, Heather's dad was not short on painkillers. Uh-huh. Don't give me any of that fentanyl shit. Are you sure? Those cuts look pretty painful. It'll be a long ride back to Peyton. TJ inspects the prescription bottle. What is that? I don't know who that is. Curiously enough, the pharmacy label has Brian's name on it. I've lost too many friends in Pueblo to that stuff. You went to Pueblo? Jenna chimes in from across the hall, watching out the kitchen window. Well, I wasn't exactly enrolled at the PU. I bummed around the outskirts. I'm surprised you never ran into any of us here. Any of us there. Most likely didn't frequent the same spots, unless you really like that tattoo parlors in the sky. I love ska. Shut up, Toby. It's TJ now. Alright, I gassed up my truck with a few of the gas cans laying out by the carport. It's got a full tank, so we don't gotta risk stopping at the gas station by the Flint turnoff. We load up, gun it, and we should be in Peyton just before daybreak. Sounds like a good plan. Does it? I clutched my forehead, the voice from earlier ringing in between my ears. After everything had settled down, I honestly hadn't expected to hear it again. Any sign of Heather? No. Last I saw, she was heading northbound on 65. She frowns in thought. North? Fucking beats me. There's not much going on to the north. There's no real exit back to the main interstate system. Just the old military area. Lots of country roads that lead nowhere in the dam. The dam. Oh, fuck. All eyes shift to me. She's heading toward the dam. Her dad works there. Worked there. No one has opened the closet since Misha shut it. And? Flynn grunts, dangling his repeater from his fingertips. She took that folder with her when she left. The one about the damn operating procedures. Really? I didn't get a clear look at what she was holding. Yeah, I'm telling the truth here. I believe you. Flynn squints his eyes some. Are you saying Heather is going to fuck with the dam? I mean, what else could she be doing? We all heard her speech, right? Yeah, she was screaming it. That bitch can barely operate a doorknob. You think she can figure out how to open a floodgate of that size? Misha pulls out a beer from the fridge, sipping on it gingerly before speaking. I'm pretty sure I remember her dad brought her up there to work a lot when we were growing up. She hated it. He disappears back into the kitchen. For someone who has experienced the things we have this evening, he seems oddly composed. It makes me wonder what kind of shit he's seen before all this. I think back to some of my preliminary research I did for my project. And by preliminary research, I mean looking at the county's historical website section for 30 minutes. One of the things that jumped out to me was how big Lake Emma used to be, over twice the size it is now. Most of the lakes in this part of the state are man-made, but this one is natural, ancient. The settlers just shrunk it down, siphoning away water for the iceberg lettuce and cotton fields to the east, past the mountains. All right, let's load up, everyone. Leo changes the topic, him and Flynn heading to the door. Wait. Jenna steps over beside me, seemingly in deep thought before regarding everyone else. So we know what Heather's plan is, and you all still intend to leave? Yes, Leo responds promptly. No way she can manage what she's planning. We gotta get to Carl and the rest of you lot some medical attention. You sure about that? She's got her dad's keys, the codes, the guidebook, and presumably she's got a pretty keen knowledge of how all this shit works. I mean, shit. I want to get out of here, but the poor fuckers who are still here better know how to swim. You think Echo would flood? Misha shrugs. Jenna presses her fingertips to her forehead, exhaling. I truly hate to say it, but we should go after her. What? No way. Absolutely the fuck not. There ain't no goddamn way you're making me drive the opposite direction of ending this whole nightmare of an evening. Jenna turns, giving him a look. Fuck you! Jenna smiles tiredly up at the big Gila. I knew you had some common sense in there somewhere, and maybe even a heart. Oh my god, I love it. She fucking made him turn. She talked him into it. Oh, I love Jenna. That's why I'm dating her. I got stuck here because I'm the only fucker who knows how to shoot, and someone needs to watch your asses. He pauses. Also, I just know my aunt would kill me if I let this shit go down. Her being the mayor and all? Yeah. Since when did you suddenly start giving a shit about Echo Townies? The question is clearly directed at Jenna, the lizard grunting in her direction. Jenna shifts in her seat, having to straddle in between Flynn. His truck isn't very big, and none of us particularly wanted to ride in the back. Besides TJ, of course, who always seemed to enjoy being in the truck bed. Fortunately, I managed to call shotgun. Which may not have been the wisest of things to shout when everyone was on edge, but too late now. I don't know, she says, all matter-of-factly. This evokes a raised brow from the lizard. I just thought about myself, leaving everything behind like that, knowing what might happen. And I didn't want to be that person. Flynn blinks, wondering if this is truly Jenna. If this is truly Jenna he's talking to right now. Fuck! College does make you a bleeding heart, doesn't it? Leo wasn't kidding. He sighs, the highway stretching on in front of us for miles and miles. Jenna turns to me, giving me an appraising look before speaking. Thank you for coming, Chase. I know you didn't have to, but it means a lot. Oh, yeah, no problem. Every inch of my body longs to be heading homeward, driving back to Peyton and to freedom, but here I am. At least Jenna's here, despite everything that's happened. Brian's attack, the hallucinations, the kidnapping, the haunted van, the voice in my head, Heather's house, and the town going nuts. Everyone is silent as our headlights shine down the long stretch of Route 65 ahead. Maybe we're just exhausted. Physically, emotionally, spiritually? I exhale and rest my forehead against the cool window, watching the town's lights blur past. Soon, the lights stop and are replaced by darkness, shadows of shapes barely visible through the condensation-tinged glass. We never go this way. No one does. We're getting close to Echo Canyon. The bumps and hills of Echo being replaced by vast open desert, contrasted by the sheer cliff face of the western mesa. There's not much out here but land owned by the feds, most notably the dam and the old proving grounds. I remember there used to be a checkpoint booth up ahead, but it hasn't been manned in decades. It's here you can see the lake most clearly, all of it. It seems smaller than I remember, and yet there's still that tightness in my gut, and the urge to look away. So I do. I keep my eyes fixed on the space between my feet. Between my feet, Flynn's camouflage pattern floor mat, oddly captivating. It's then I notice a blinking green light shining through my left pocket. Instinctively, I think it's my phone and reach for it, but then I remember as I pull it out. It's the pink walkie-talkie baby monitor thing from earlier. I run my thumb over the surface of it, feeling the worn, chipped plastic. It looked like there might have been little teeth marks on the side, like a small child gnawed on it at some point. I remember being like that, thinking everything colorful must be some edible dessert, waiting to be bitten into. I press my thumb against what I think is the talk button, but any labels on this have long worn off. Bringing the device up a little, I open my mouth as if to speak, but stop short of actually saying anything. I realize I don't want to freak the others out right now. Seeing the lake again, I look back down. Hello, good sir. I freeze. Hello? Finn looks over at me. Jenna stares ahead. Hello, good sir. That same voice. Crackling and old, spoken in some cadences before. Okay. Crackling and old, okay. Wonder whose voice I should do for that. Or what kind of voice I should do for that. It's not the same. It doesn't seem like the same as the voice in his head. Maybe it is, just in a different font, maybe? Because it's coming through the baby monitor? Interesting. Okay. Anyway, guys, it's been a new fucked up episode of Echo. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to the next video. I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!